When news broke that Anne Hathaway is officially returning for The Devil Wears Prada 2, the internet practically exploded. This isn't just another movie sequel. This is the revival of one of the most iconic films in fashion cinema history. The first movie, released in 2006, became a cultural phenomenon, mixing the ruthless world of high fashion with heartfelt personal struggles. And now, nearly 2 decades later, audiences are finally getting the continuation they've been dreaming of. But here's the catch. You'll only understand the full depth of this comeback if you stick with me until the end, because this story is layered with shocking twists, industry secrets, and fan reactions you won't want to miss. And Hathaway's character, Andy Sachs, was the relatable underdog, and seeing her return raises countless questions. Has Andy stayed in fashion journalism? Did she escape Miranda Priestley's shadow? Or has she somehow circled back into that ruthless orbit? Viewers are buzzing with theories, and the excitement is so intense that the announcement itself broke trending charts across multiple platforms. Even memes started flooding Twitter and TikTok, with fans quoting the legendary "That's all" line within minutes of the reveal. But here's what truly makes this comeback legendary. Hollywood rarely revisits stories like these after so many years, especially when the first film is considered timeless. Sequels often risk ruining the magic, yet here we are, witnessing the impossible. Hathaway's return doesn't just promise nostalgia, it promises a deeper dive into ambition, sacrifice, and the glittering, brutal empire of fashion. And if you think this is just another cash grab sequel, you're wrong. The hints coming out from insiders suggest this movie will completely flip the original narrative in ways nobody saw coming. The return of The Devil Wears Prada isn't just about Anne Hathaway. It's about the reunion of a cultural legacy. Fans are desperately hoping for Meryl Streep to reprise her role as Miranda Priestley, the icy editor-in-chief whose presence redefines cinematic power. Just the possibility of Hathaway and Streep sharing the screen again is enough to send chills down the spine of every movie lover. After all, Miranda Priestley wasn't just a character. She became a symbol of ambition, authority, and the sacrifices demanded by success. And now, speculation is growing louder. Will Miranda return to reclaim her throne? Or will she pass the torch to Andy, creating a full-circle moment audiences never thought they'd see? Social media went into a frenzy the moment whispers of this sequel began. On Instagram, fan pages dedicated to Hathaway and Streep shared side-by-side images of the actresses from 2006 to now, asking, "Are we ready for the ultimate showdown?" On TikTok, fashion influencers recreated iconic moments from the first film while hinting at possible storylines for the sequel. The excitement is so massive that even people who weren't alive when the original came out are diving into the hype, binge-watching the first film to prepare for what's next. But here's where it gets even juicier. Rumors suggest the sequel will explore the modern digital era of fashion. Imagine Miranda's sharp tongue and Andy's evolving career colliding with influencers, fast fashion scandals, and the ruthless race for online dominance. The fashion world has changed drastically since 2006, and placing these characters in today's landscape could ignite fresh conflicts no one saw coming. The hype isn't just about nostalgia, it's about witnessing a clash between old-school authority and new-age chaos. And if that's true, this sequel might be bigger than anyone expects. One of the biggest twists about The Devil Wears Prada 2 is how it could completely redefine Andy Sachs' journey. In the first movie, Andy walked away from Miranda Priestley's world, choosing authenticity over ambition. But now, almost 20 years later, what if that choice comes back to haunt her? What if the sequel shows that leaving wasn't the happy ending everyone thought? Fans are already speculating that Andy may return to fashion, not as the assistant who once carried Miranda's coffee, but as a powerful figure herself. Imagine the tension if Andy and Miranda now face off as equals, each representing a different vision of success. That clash alone could carry the entire film. And let's not forget Emily Blunt's character, Emily Charlton. Her sharp wit and memorable one-liners became legendary, and rumors hint that she may also return. If that happens, audiences would get the trio back together, Miranda, Andy, and Emily, each with their own evolving storylines. Think about it. Andy as the driven professional, Emily as a seasoned player in the fashion world, and Miranda still looming as an unstoppable force. The dynamics could spark the kind of drama that keeps audiences glued to their screens. But the most shocking part? Insiders claim the sequel won't be a simple reunion film. Instead, it may focus on how the fashion industry's darker side, corruption, exploitation, and relentless pressure, intersects with modern social issues. That means The Devil Wears Prada 2 might not just entertain. It could also critique the very system it once glamorized. This is why the announcement shook the internet so hard. People aren't just excited about seeing familiar faces. They're bracing for a bold, unfiltered story that dares to challenge everything we thought we knew about these characters. The internet's reaction to The Devil Wears Prada 2 announcement proved just how powerful nostalgia can be. Within hours, hashtags like #Prada2 and #Hathaway Return were trending globally. Fans flooded timelines with clips of Andy's transformation scene from the first film, calling it the most iconic glow-up in movie history. Even celebrities jumped in. Fashion designers, models, and Hollywood stars all weighed in with excitement, teasing how the sequel might influence today's pop culture. It wasn't just movie fans talking. The fashion industry itself started buzzing, with speculation that real-world designers could cameo in the sequel. Imagine Miranda Priestly throwing shade at an influencer while wearing couture straight off the runway. It's a scenario that practically writes itself. But behind all the memes and excitement, there's another layer. Many critics believe this sequel could be a commentary on how drastically fashion and media have evolved. The original film reflected the ruthless print era, where magazines defined taste and trends. Today, it's all about Instagram, TikTok, and online clout. The sequel has the chance to bridge those worlds, showing Miranda struggling or thriving in an age where likes and followers carry more weight than Vogue covers. This generational clash between traditional fashion powerhouses and digital culture is exactly the kind of tension audiences crave. And yet, with all this hype, one question lingers. Can the sequel live up to impossible expectations? Fans hold the first film so close to their hearts that anything less than groundbreaking could disappoint. Still, the sheer anticipation suggests people are willing to take that risk. Whether it's Hathaway stepping back into Andy's shoes or Streep delivering another bone-chilling, that's all. Audiences are preparing for moments that could once again define cinema history. At the heart of all this anticipation lies one undeniable truth. The Devil Wears Prada 2 has already made history before even releasing a single trailer. The sheer announcement of Hathaway's return created a global wave, reminding everyone why the first film became a timeless masterpiece. But this isn't just about bringing back familiar faces. It's about how their stories evolve in today's world. Audiences want to know, does Andy finally find the balance between ambition and authenticity? Does Miranda remain untouchable, or has the digital age weakened her empire? These unanswered questions are the hooks keeping fans restless until the first teaser drops. What makes this sequel even more legendary is the potential for raw, emotional storytelling. The original film thrived because it was more than fashion. It was about dreams, sacrifices, and the cost of success. Now, with years of hindsight, the sequel has the chance to go even deeper. Imagine Andy confronting not just Miranda, but her younger self, the wide-eyed assistant who once believed success was defined by someone else's approval. That mirror of the past versus present could create one of the most powerful arcs in recent cinema. And let's not forget, Hathaway's return proves something bigger about Hollywood. In an era flooded with reboots and remakes, very few projects feel necessary. Yet this sequel doesn't feel forced, it feels earned. It feels like the continuation fans never stopped asking for. The internet breaking over this news wasn't just hype. It was validation that some stories are simply too iconic to stay in the past. So, as excitement builds and speculation runs wild, one thing is clear. This isn't just a sequel. It's a cultural event in the making. And if the first film was unforgettable, the second could be revolutionary.